Wow. It gets weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to the Shallow Proclamation. My name's Thomas and I'm joined by...
Paul.
And we're watching the Mutants episode 4. Last episode I quite enjoyed. Some good cave action, although the Doctor weirdly called his companion Miss
Miss Grant for the whole
Grant
thing.
instead of Joe.
Or Joe Grant at one point, didn't he say?
Yeah.
Sounds like Joe Grant.
Be like her calling him Doctor Who.
Dr. Von Ware.
Yes.
Good heavens, man.
Oh, has it become silence in the library?
Yeah. Hey, who turned out the lights?
It does look like a similar outfit, doesn't it?
Swatting a fly.
Vashta Narada. Yeah. Oh, and he was beckoning. I don't think that was obvious.
So this is another good example, isn't it, of where stories that at this length they're able to introduce something new partway through that we haven't really had before.
Yes.
So we've not seen any of this area, we've not met this character.
Yeah.
That is
That
a
was
very
quite a
bald
reveal.
man.
Yeah.
What's going on with this angle here?
Yeah. Why is it like it's looking through drunk glasses or something? Oh wow, that's going to take some doing.
Apparently not.
It is hard to fake weight, isn't it? Wow. It gets weirder and weirder.
Yeah. It's just completely bonkers, isn't it, as a scene?
Yeah.
Absolute mayhem.
Oh, fireman's lift.
Yeah, very good.
Oh wow.
Wow, it's quite a...
Oh
Oh
gosh.
gosh.
Blown a hole in the spaceship.
What are we watching here? What is that?
Wow. This looks like a weird music video.
This is very random. All of a
in
sudden.
space.
Well,
Wow.
I quite like the idea they've had a crack at there.
Yeah. Is
I mean,
that
it
one of
felt a
the
bit out of the blue.
trippiest episodes we've seen?
Maybe so.
In a while.
Yeah, that stuff in the cave was quite something, wasn't it? Just throwing kind of lights and sounds at the viewer.
Yeah, I kind of like that because it felt genuinely alien, didn't it?
Yeah, very much so. Because it's really hard to get a grasp on what you're really looking at and how it all fits together. So that worked well. And then even when they find that white glowing figure, and you never really see a lot of it, it's just so bright.
Fascinating.
I like that ending as well. I did like the ending. I think they've had a good. There's we've not seen anything quite like that, have we? Like in the show.
No. The only thing that comes to mind is the Cyberman in Wheel in Space.
I mean, we had Salamander being sucked into space, didn't we, from the TARDIS at the end? But this is a bit different with the... I mean, it seems a bit strange that they could shoot him and it would blow a hole in the hull of the ship. You'd think the ship's hull would be a bit more robust than...
A hole in the hull.
A hole in the hull.
Hull in the hull.
But I also really liked the idea that this mutation is part of a evolution, like a metamorphosis. That's a really interesting direction it's going to go in. And so presumably, you're saying we don't know what the final stage is. Presumably, we're going to see the final mutation at some stage.
It's the final mutation. Da-da-da-da. And the stuff with the tablets and the working out the seasons, 4 seasons, but 500 years each over a 2,000 year long orbit. That's quite clever, isn't it? The
Yeah, yeah.
Doctor, nice to see the Doctor doing a bit of detective work there.
Yeah. So I mean, and it's introduced. It hasn't. It's kind of with the introduction. What we're talking about? Introduction is very late. Introduction
Yeah.
of Sondergaard. Obviously new character, slightly new setting there, bringing a new element to the story.
I think he's pulled it in a more interesting direction, isn't it? I think maybe we struggled a bit with the first two episodes because the Overlords aren't especially interesting
No, no.
to spend time with. But this guy, yeah, when you've got a guy who's been living underground trying to figure it out, that's quite a cool element, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. So I mean, even though these six parters are always long, aren't they? I mean, we've still got two parts to go. I don't quite know. I mean, let's hope episode 5 isn't a real one that sort of drags out. We'll probably get to the end of this and feel that, like, as with a lot of six-parters, this probably could have been a tighter four-parter or something. But I'm not. This story doesn't have the greatest reputation. I can't remember if I said that to you, like, because I didn't want to tarnish it. But like, a lot of people have said, like, oh, you've just watched these really good ones, and now you've got this awful one coming up. That kind of thing in the comments or on the Discord.
Yeah.
Actually, and a few people have said they reckon it's just because it's. They've often said there's so many good, strong stories around this that this looks bad in comparison. But it's certainly not felt like a real clunky one. I think like Colony in Space was harder than this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Like by a long shot. And I wouldn't even say I'm finding this particularly hard. It's. But it obviously doesn't. Well, I say obviously. To me, it doesn't quite have the get up and go of like Day of the Daleks or the Sea Devils or the Demons or anything like that. That it hasn't quite got that level to it. But it's by no means terrible.
Yeah, and it's taken quite a few risks, as you say, with that final sequence, which the execution may not be perfect, but it was a complex idea, and they had a go at it, depicting people getting sucked out into space and the rest of them clinging on the inside. That's quite hard to. That was ambitious for the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, on that budget, and at the time, as you say, like, and with things like CSO being relatively new at that point.
Yeah.
They're definitely pushing the boundaries of what you can do on the budget they've got in the time. So I think that's always to be respected, isn't it?
Totally. Yeah, well, if you think we've been pushing the boundaries with what we can do in the time, do subscribe to stay in the loop, and do check out our Discord community and in the description, and we will be back soon. All the best.
Bye-bye.